All right, my friends, welcome to episode 173 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I am the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Over there is Anthony the Dev at SummerSpeak on Twitter. How's it going?
Pretty good. It's been a day of awesome games done quick.
Oh my gosh, I got
watching
a little
with my family.
Really? They watch with you?
My kids love it.
Oh dang.
And so it's not. I don't want to sit them down with tons of screen time.
Yeah, of
but
course.
they did for part of the day. They did a Majora's Mask run, and my kids love Zelda and Link and the whole thing. So they sat and watched that and really enjoyed it. They watched a Kirby run. They were really amused by. I didn't. It's some Kirby game. I've never played a Kirby game.
Is it a newest one, the Star Allies?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was looked like an SNES one. It was either it was definitely SNES. It wasn't any kind of Game Boy stuff. So, Mirrors something.
Oh yeah, the Cursed Mirror or something like that. I played that game.
Something
actually.
like everyone talks about it as like the best Kirby game. So
I thought that was a GBA game, actually.
maybe it could be a GBA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a GBA game. It was on
SNES
Wii U.
and GBA stuff make it. Oh, that's what
It
they're
was a
probably
Wii U
playing
Virtual
on.
Console. Yeah.
Yep, I bet that's what they're playing
It was
on.
like the Cursed Mirror or something like that. I actually played probably 2 hours of that. It was actually really fun.
Yeah, so they beat that in like 20 minutes.
Oh, geez.
25.
Okay.
It's like some ridiculously fast time.
Good amount of screen time for your kid.
Oh yeah,
Kids.
Kids.
While watching my kid, I was watching a little bit of the Hollow Knight run this morning. You and Brad were both watching at the same time I was.
What a way to start.
What crazy. Just some of the stuff. I only watched a little bit of Hollow Knight, or the fight against Hornet, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, they just get crazier as that run goes on. Just absolutely insane stuff. And when you talk about the platforming of the game, when they're just nailing insane sections of that game with like no issues whatsoever, like no deaths, no hits, just perfect platforming.
That's
through
because
an area.
they're not using a Joy-Con. They're on the computer, I assume, right?
They're on PC.
Yeah, right. So using the Xbox controller or whatever, or even
and
keyboard.
It's super precise.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really amazing to watch.
How quickly did they beat it? Do you know what the final time was?
50 minutes.
Dang.
A little bit less, maybe. It was right around
70 hours.
Oh yeah, they cruised through that thing, like only the necessary upgrades. And it wasn't an 80% run. They talk about briefly that there's like a number of different types of runs for Hollow Knight. 80% being a big popular one, which takes longer, and then theirs, which is just true. All you have to do is get the true ending without glitches.
Right.
So they don't have
Radiance.
to. Yeah, they don't have to just beat Radiance, but you don't have to get all the 80% of the upgrades and everything. They just really pick out the specific things that they have to get to beat the game. And do crazy skips. Holy crap.
Brad was saying earlier, something that I thought was a pretty good point, that the speed running for Metroidvania games is really interesting because the game is kind of designed to be broken like that, to just get the most bare necessity stuff and then get to the end.
Yeah.
Because there's so much exploration and you can find new stuff.
And even in a lot of ways, I'll say probably a lot of those designers aren't designing for the speed run or breaking it like that, but they just don't care. They're very much, you figured out a weird way to use this ability and get to a different place. Good for you.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, with those single player games, like it doesn't really. How does it break the experience? Because you're playing on your own. However you want to play it is how you want to play it. It doesn't affect anyone else. So.
Yeah. So it's really fun to watch.
Awesome. I can't wait to watch more. Is it a whole week?
Whole week.
Okay, because I need to get there and donate.
I'm pretty sure it's this entire week.
Okay.
Usually they're a week.
So for this episode 173, Anthony and I are going to talk about the 5 games that we're really super excited about for 2019, and then maybe talk about some other events coming up in 2019. Just kind of giving a little forecast for the rest of the year, keeping it kind of focused on mainly our 5 games and a few events we're interested in. Then we're going to talk about the games we've been playing. Before we get there, I just want to mention that for the new year, new podcast, new initiative, we're actually going to launch a Patreon page for the first time ever for our show. There will just be 2 tiers for the Patreon page. It's a $1 tier. If you donate for the month, you get your name and a 5-word message read on one of the podcasts. And, of course, the message is subject to our editing and our editorial standards, of course. And then $5 tiers, you get a question read, and we will answer your question on air. And of course, again, we'll edit the question, or it'll be up to our editorial standards. And in terms of the Patreon and the money, what we're going to do is the money throughout the year, we're going to collect it, and then we're going to purchase stuff for the Child's Play donation drive at the end of the year. I think it's in December usually, right?
December. It starts like in November and goes to December.
Right. So all the money is not for the show. We do this for fun. It's to raise money for Child's Play by the end of the year. So that's our goal. So if you're interested, check out our Patreon page. Just go on the Patreon and search Prof and Dev Play Games, and you'll find us. And thanks for your support, and hoping to read some of your names and questions on the air.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to send up across on the $5 tier a game design you want critiqued, I will totally do it. I'll tell you why your game design sucks.
Awesome.
Which is hilarious to do sometimes, but and who knows? Maybe it's great, and I'll say, make the game. Do it.
And for free, I'll also throw in why I think your game design sucks. Just that is worthless for me to do that. So yeah, please check us out, Patreon, Prof and Dev Play Games. And then for this episode, let's get right into it. I didn't rank my games, but I got 5 on my list.
I don't have ranked. I picked 5. I have maybe 8 or 9 total.
That's kind of how I felt too. Like, is there not a lot coming out in 2019?
No,
we don't know much.
There isn't a whole. I don't think we know a lot. I'm sure there'll be indie stuff that pops up and other stuff that I'll find fun. But if you're talking like big releases, not a whole lot. And a number of these things on my list that I'm like, I don't know if they'll actually hit 2019.
Are things waiting for the next gen of consoles, probably?
Maybe. We're going to definitely start. I would expect this year and next year maybe get lighter on some of this stuff. But but again, like, Sony still has a number of things that are for this generation.
Right.
They're just not dated. They're just
Last of Us 2. Yeah.
Yep.
And Ghost of Tsushima.
They've shown a bunch of stuff, but they just haven't dated it.
Exactly, which means we can't include it on this list, unfortunately. Yeah. Although we'd like to.
Yeah, and even some of the stuff here, I'm like still dubious. They say it's 2019, but there's a few that I'm like, I could see this slipping.
Right.
So, but we'll get to that. So yeah, where do you want to kick it off?
I'm going to give you a title that I think is maybe on your list too, and maybe we can talk about this if I'm correct here.
Okay.
It's a February release from a little studio called BioWare. Is Anthem on your list?
It is on my list. It is one that was fighting if it should be on my list or not. I don't know how I feel about this game. Like, I've now started seeing certain videos that really excite me in a lot of ways, on especially customization. Have you seen any of the stuff that they allow you to do for player customization of your what do they call the suits?
God, I don't even know.
Javelins.
Oh yeah, that's right, javelins. I haven't seen anything. So
you can do
since
crazy customization, like colors, materials, textures, just insane. Like, far more than, say, like Bungie ever let you do with Destiny. Like, just crazy personalization, which is great, and that really kind of got me excited of being like, oh, they're at least getting that part of the MMO aspect of really letting you personalize your avatar.
Is it through microtransactions, or
I don't know. They haven't really shown how that. I assume some of it is, and some of it won't be.
Yeah.
Or it will be collecting. Like, there's definitely going to be something there. I haven't dug deep into the microtransactions, but the reason why this is still there's skepticism to it, because any of the games that have tried to do this, like, massive multiplayer shooter but like small server kind of, it's hard to say. Like, I would consider Destiny an MMO,
right,
but not in some ways, not your traditional MMO. It's much smaller groups. There isn't really a big central hub where you see everyone. You're not typically interacting with thousands of players. You're interacting with very small scale. And whenever you're out on a server, it's very passive, how many players you'll see. So it's hard to say. It's like I don't ever call them. They're not massive multiplayer, small multiplayer online. I don't know.
SMOs.
But either way, like, I haven't found one that really grabs me. Not the way that a big MMO has. So there's that piece that makes me go, oh, is this gonna solve any of that for me? Give me kind of more of that community that I strive for. That really keeps me invested in these type of games. And then the second one is, this is just BioWare doing something they haven't typically done before.
Right.
I do think they know certain amounts of combat. It's the Mass Effect team. Mass Effect 2, 3, really, their combat was really good. I enjoyed Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. It just felt really good, and they understood the action gameplay at that point. So are they up to doing this now, where it's a much more action game instead of an RPG, and really, really focusing on that action part? And I don't know. I'm skeptical.
For me, I guess it's like the A team, basically, right, at BioWare, supposedly. Casey Hudson in charge of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the A team. This is the Mass Effect team.
Exactly.
Who did the mainline Mass Effect games. Yep.
Right. That's why I'm excited about this, because of the pedigree of that team and those games, how much I loved those games. I'm hoping that some of that magic continues on with this, and that's why I'm looking forward to it kind of with a dubious or skeptical heart, because I know there have been several people, maybe many people from that team who have gone on to other things and are no longer there. So what does it actually mean that that team is still there?
Yeah.
But things that I've seen, I haven't seen a ton, but it's been intriguing to me. I really enjoyed, for what it was worth, playing Destiny, playing through the story, playing through some multiplayer missions with my friends. Like, I probably played of Destiny 1 probably 40 hours of that game, which for me was worth my money. Destiny 2, played through the campaign, enjoyed it, didn't touch it again. I felt it was worth what I paid for it.
The $5?
Yeah, I was going to say, once I got through that sentence, I was like, shit, did I even pay that much for it?
I think you paid $5.
Yeah. Well, it would have been worth more than that. I think it was worth like about $20 for me. But I think that I will get enjoyment out of Anthem, and it will be like a month, and I'll be done, kind of thing. Which I'm going in with that frame of mind. I don't think I'll be too disappointed. If I'm going in with like a frame of mind like this massive story, all these different choices to make, all these different endings, like Mass Effect had, I think I would be quite disappointed if I went in with that.
I see. That's what I'm not expecting that, and I guess that's why I'm a little bit downplaying how I feel about it, because I'm not expecting that deep BioWare story.
Right.
But they could surprise me. I'll be honest. They could surprise me in how they integrate the story and the hub and your character and the whole thing, and I'd be happy if that's the case. If they gave me something where I'm playing and I could get invested in a story and the lore, because I never felt invested in story and lore in Destiny.
Right.
Sorry.
No, it was so... I mean, they took it out of the game, first of all, in the Grimoire cards, but also they're just... When they tried to put it in there, it was just like, what the fuck? None of this makes sense. I don't care at all. I mean, and I didn't care. I was a person who didn't care about the Halo story either, and I know some people really love the Halo story, but not me. But I'm also a person who doesn't give much of a fuck about sci-fi stories. Like, I really don't care as much.
And see, that's the thing. I do like sci-fi stories, but when it comes down to it, I want really good characters.
Yeah.
Like, what kept me in BioWare games is not necessarily the big, like, overarching sci-fi plot, but is actually the characters and the character beats and the character stories.
Yeah.
And so if they can if Anthem can have those stories somehow and how they're worked in, I'll probably get pretty invested in the game if I'm playing it and keep on getting more of that. If it becomes, it's just a big world story and I don't really care about the characters, I might just play through the campaign and be like, I'm done.
Right.
And honestly, I'll probably be waiting to see what reviews have to say about the game.
That's exactly where I was going to go next, is that this is, of the ones on my list, this is probably there are two on my list that I'm going to be waiting for reviews on. And if the reviews are pretty positive, then I'm probably going to jump in, because I think, you and a couple of my friends are going to be jumping in pretty soon. Yeah. So I'd like to do that with you guys if it's a solid game. If it's reviewing pretty poorly, I will certainly wait.
Yeah, and that totally.
All right.
PS4?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I've got my computer in my little cubby here under the stairs, so I can actually play late at night now, so who knows. I'm going to play where you guys play, so.
How many editions of the game are there?
I know there's I don't know what it's called, like the EA Access Premium or whatever. I forget, it's like $100 a year, and you just get all the games whenever they come out.
Okay. Right. The Origin thing.
Yeah, just not sure if I need that many.
No, you actually don't. Did they really release that many games?
Exactly. I don't think so. Like what's coming out next year.
Wow, you can't even pre-order it on Amazon.
Really?
No,
just the PS4
Anthem.
version, or
no,
Anthem at all?
No, you cannot pre-order Anthem at all on Amazon.
Hmm.
And it's coming out in a month. Really?
Yeah, right. That's weird. Wonder what's up with that. They want
I
you to
don't
buy it digitally.
Maybe. I mean, they get more money from it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
So
why don't you pop on to another one from your list?
So the next one, if we want to go through RPGs, the next one that I didn't know out until the Game Awards, and this might be on your list, I don't know, The Outer Worlds.
It is not on my list, no.
This is the game from Obsidian.
Right.
Basically, it looks like take the humor... Borderlands meets Fallout. Basically.
Right. With a pedigree of New Vegas.
Yeah, with the pedigree of New Vegas and writers from Fallouts 1 and 2.
Right.
In a lot of ways. Like, I saw that trailer, got to the end of the trailer, I was like, I will instant buy this game. I'm done. Doesn't give me that humor, give me... Even if it's not an enormous scope like New Vegas is or anything like that, if it's just a nicely contained, funny RPG with some good wit, I'm in. And if the gunplay is reasonably good, which I would hope at this point. So
yeah, for me, if it's good story, like if I hear from you the story's great and the gameplay is good, like for example, okay, so mainly story in games is what I'm looking for, and I know Red Dead 2 has a great story, but the fucking gameplay, I don't think I could hang with that, so I'm not even going to touch that. But if this has a good story and some good gameplay, it's probably something I'm going to pop into as well, even though it's not in my top 5 here.
Yeah.
I still have New Vegas to play, so I should probably do that.
I could go back and play New Vegas again.
Right.
I've been seeing a couple streamers that have been playing it for the first time, and it's made me go like, oh, I could install that again and play that. It was really good.
Those streamers are like, fuck this Fallout 76. I'm going to go back and play the
Yeah,
Fallout.
Pretty much.
Oh, and there's an article in PC Gamer today or yesterday or this whatever about how Fallout New California is the best Fallout game you'll play this year.
Which one's New California?
It's like a mod for New Vegas, I think, or something like that.
Okay. Oh, is it like just someone made their own, basically? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So instead of 76, just play that, I guess, until they shut it down, DCMA or whatever it's called.
I don't know. We'll see. They've been pretty good. Bethesda has been pretty good about just letting people make their own content for their games. So
yeah, that's good. It gives it a life, I guess, because you need to buy the original game in order to run the mod, I assume. So
yeah.
And anything with California, I'm piques my interest. Next one on my list is a little bit of a surprise to me. It's always been in the back of my head, and I fucking hate zombies. But they say these are not zombies, but actually Days Gone is on my list.
Really?
And the reason why it's on my list is because first party... Are they first party? Are they second party?
Yeah, they're first party.
Okay.
It's Sony Bend.
Yeah, that's right. So Sony Bend. First party Sony games have been hitting it out of the park lately. And just by the pedigree of all the ones that we've had in the last, 2 years, basically, it's on my radar. And everything that I've seen from E3, and I read through the Game Informer expose on it or whatever, like, it's interesting to me. And I think that the story is going to be good, and the gameplay looks fun. It looks like something that I'm going to have quite a bit of attention toward in April. I don't know how many new games are coming out in April. Probably not that many. So it's something new in that space, and it's a first-party Sony game, and that's enough for me to like tilt my head toward it. Like, of all the things coming out in 2019, it's risen to the top for those reasons.
Okay.
Again, that's the second one on my list. That's going to be check out reviews first.
I can see that.
And Anthem. The other three on my list are day one purchases, but these two, I'm going to see what the critics are saying and what, not the influencers so much, but just users who are playing through the game. But I have some. Based on Sony's track record, I have this game.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to put out a dud. They've been on a good streak right now. So
yeah, and they've delayed, and I sort of feel bad for Sony Bend, where everyone kind of just took a shit on that game when they saw it. And to be honest, it's zombie fatigue more than anything else, especially showing in the same show as Last of Us 2. So
yeah, that's not an easy game to show against at all.
No, not at all. So that's my second one.
So for me, third one. So I'm actually going to probably do an extra one because I don't actually know if this is going to come out this year.
Oh, good. I have one of those too.
I have tried to confirm as best as I can, and most people are like, yeah, I'll probably be out, but it's not like the company has confirmed this, which is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which is the Respawn game being done for EA that's Star Wars.
The one they announced in the audience with Andrea Renee, who's like, "Oh yeah, we're
doing this thing," but supposedly it's out this year in the holiday.
That's what everyone's saying. It's gonna be out
everyone's
this year.
saying, but EA has not said that.
Correct.
And so I'm very dubious if this is coming out this year or if it will be delayed. Respawn does have a really good track record of getting games out quickly. Their dev cycles are really short and really tight. And I think they're still just using the same their custom source engine that they used for Titanfall and Titanfall 2. So they know how to work.
You mean Valve source?
Yeah, they license source from Valve for Titanfalls. Okay. And they know how to use the engine really well. Right. So as long as they're using that, I could see them potentially turning around fast. But all we've seen is that little announcement at E3.
Right, and that's it. Yep.
That's it. We haven't seen gameplay. We haven't seen anything. I would expect to see a ton of this at E3. And if we don't, it's not this year.
Right.
But I'm excited. I'm really excited for a Respawn Star Wars game.
It should be a single-player game, right?
Yeah, I bet it's going to be a single-player. It might have some multiplayer.
Well, multiplayer component for sure.
But everything it sounds like it's going to be a single-player Star Wars story game. Sold. I've been waiting a long time for a good one of those again. That's Battlefronts are fine, but there's not really single player. I want a good story I can get through, and especially Titanfall 2. Seems like everyone responded really well to that story.
God damn, that was great campaign. So good. Yeah. And I don't like first person shooter campaigns that much, and it was
so great. Exactly. So and whatever they showed is basically what killed the other Star Wars game in EA. So you're saying
they looked at two.
I honestly think Respawn was like, "Hey, we want to do this, and look what we have." And they're like, "Wow, this is so much better than what was it, Motive and Visceral were making."
And probably further along, huh?
Yeah, and further along, they're like, "Wow, you guys this made something that already looks way better and is better." Which is sad, but that happens.
Right.
And so I don't think Respawn was ever trying to probably come in and steal any of the thunder. They were just like, hey, we have an idea for the Star Wars thing. You guys have the Star Wars license. Want to do this?
Buying us anyways. Let's do this. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one that is kind of on my list, kind of not. We'll see if it comes out.
I'm going to give you mine in that same realm. Mine is the Hollow Knight Hornet campaign. I think it's 2019. I'm not sure. But this is definitely I don't know if it's free DLC or if it's pay. I think it's pay. I think they're done with the free DLC, which is great. They need more money. I mean, they don't need it, but they deserve more money. But the next thing from the Hollow Knight from Team Cherry is a full campaign where you're playing as Hornet. And I don't know if it's full as long as Hollow Knight. Probably not. But it's something that's, as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna drop everything and just start playing it. So I doubt it's 2019. I haven't heard at all if it really is coming in 2019. So that's gonna be my kind of honorable mention. Yeah. Who knows if it's coming out? But if it is, it would pretty much shoot to be second on my list behind the one that's number one, which I'll get to later.
Your bug waifu.
Yes, absolutely. My bug.
They use that. They use that in the stream.
Did they really?
The speedrun stream. They're like, oh, awesome. It's bug waifu. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay.
Not much.
I don't know.
My beautiful Hornet.
Yeah, basically. So back to the main list.
Yeah, to your final three.
Final three. I'll do one that I know that's not on your list because I know the other two. At least one of them's on your list. MechWarrior 5, Mercenaries.
Is that related to the one you're playing? No, that's BattleTech. Never mind.
It's the same universe.
Is it? Okay, phew.
BattleTech is the tactical board game and now a tactical PC game. MechWarrior is the I'm in the pilot of a giant mech. It's a simulator. Okay. And I played back in high school MechWarrior 2, 3. 3 was in college. 4 was also in college, but MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries came out in 2002. There hasn't been another MechWarrior game since 2002 because of crazy licensing issues. Microsoft owns it. And so it's finally happening. It will be out supposedly this fall by the people that do MechWarrior Online. Piranha Games.
Mm-hmm.
So there is coming out, I think, just for the PC. I think that was one of the issues with one of the way that whoever holds trademarks and copyrights, Microsoft owns part of it, and they refuse to let the game go to Sony on a console.
Well, yeah.
Because why would they let their property go to multi-platform? So I think it's PC only, potentially Xbox, because Microsoft could allow that. But yeah, I get to be in my giant mech simulator again in a mercenary company and just, lose hours to lumbering around a map blowing up other mechs.
Is it first person or third person?
First person.
Sounds like a good VR title.
Oh my god, I'm sure it would be incredible and make you vomit so quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a certain nostalgia for it. They've shown gameplay over the past couple years. Each year they have a MechCon up in Vancouver. It's all MechWarrior related. And this company is in Vancouver, and they've shown gameplay. And this past year, they let people actually play it. This was beginning of December.
Mm-hmm.
And they it will be out next year.
But there's no window.
Fall.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Q4, basically.
Yeah. I feel like the quarters matter less on.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
But I am super excited. I've really been wanting a good mech simulation game for a long time, and nothing's really scratched that itch. And I'm sure it's a very niche audience, and I'm one of those people in it. So, yay, I get it.
I can't believe you correctly guessed that was not on my list.
I know how I...
So just,
I don't know how
so
I
clairvoyant.
know that.
And I just want to say, I think Anthony and I both feel the same way. Persona 5R is not on our list simply because it's not confirmed. What if it was?
But I also feel bad. I'm like, sure, another Persona comes out on the Switch. I don't even think I care what it is. I'm getting
just gonna get it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so next one on my list is actually surprised me a little bit that it's on my list, but I love these games, and it's Yoshi's Crafted World.
Oh.
I think it's first quarter or second quarter. Yoshi's going all the way back to Yoshi's Island, and basically any platformer with Yoshi is gonna have my attention, and this is definitely a day one buy. It looks great. It looks even better than Yoshi's Woolly World, which I really liked, and I bought that one day one as well and played quite a bit of it. Didn't beat it though. I should go back and beat that actually. But it just looks really clever. Like obviously the visuals look great, but just the Yoshi platforming, the way that Yoshi, his actions, throwing the eggs and all the different his platforming prowess, I guess. Yeah. Leans toward the easy side, but then there's like the collectibles and there's like stuff that's just hard as nails if you want to really 100% this game. But then the thing that this game apparently does is when you beat it, then you can flip the level backwards and then play it reverse order using the backside of what you were seeing when you're going through the first side. And it just seems like the level design is just screaming that it's going to be super clever. And I really like that kind of clever, almost ingenious level design where you kind of like don't notice things the first time through, and then you're coming back through the second time, you're just like, oh wow, how did they do that? And then adding on a layer of that, just the collectibles that are usually so hidden, kind of like in a Donkey Kong Country sort of way, where you play through the level and you can kind of consume the game in that way, but then to come back through and try to get all the collectibles is just like, wow, there's much more level to chew on here than I thought in the first place. And that's what I feel, that's what these games usually are for me, just a little bit less. So I'm super looking forward to this very beautiful looking game.
That one was on my list of when I was trying to pare it down, but didn't make it. I'll see how it fares. But
I think your kids would like that one for sure.
Yeah. So the next one may or may not. No, it's probably not on your list, but it should be. Animal Crossing.
Definitely not on my list.
Come on.
No, I bought New Leaf on your how excited you were, how much you love that game. And I played. I was like, I think I must be playing it with people to get really.
You have to be playing with people, but everyone that has Switches now.
That's true.
And we can all just visit each other's towns and trade fruit and other things. God, it's going to be fun. Amazing.
You just sold it. That sounds amazing.
I know.
God. So what's to like about this game? What are you looking forward to?
So New Leaf was the first one that I ever played. And before I was like, this is going to be dumb. But I got hooked, and it is actually the social aspect. Like, I love building my town up, getting different people in the town, building my house, making like weird rooms and decorating the house, and then going to other people's towns and like working with them to get certain items and then bring back to your town. The whole thing, like, it is a somewhat pointless game, I will say, if any game has a point. Or any media, really, but
it's to entertain. That's the point, right?
It does entertain, and it's just a collectathon, and I love collecting things, I guess. That's really what it comes down to. But it's not like it's not like a collection of like, oh, you see everything you need to collect in the first like hour. It's like you just peel back layer after layer after layer of new mechanics and things you can do, even dozens of hours into the game. And it's just like, what is going on? What have I become? I'm excited.
Like an ornithology simulator. Is that the right word? Bug collector?
Yeah, kind of. It's bug collector, fish, fruit. So yeah, you can plant your different trees and care for your town. Kick out villagers that are being nuisance. Try to get nice villagers.
Can you kick them out Smash style? Like have a little smash,
that would be so good. Should be able to now. Isabella should smash them.
Oh my god, she's fucking wreck shop.
Yes, she does.
I gotta add that to my list of things that I'm playing so I can talk about it later.
So yeah,
I promise you that I'll keep it on my radar. And
I'm sure.
If it's really great, I'll jump in. My next one on the list is, surprise, surprise, a Metroidvania. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yep.
That's certainly going to be a day one purchase. For me, just how I'm almost done with Ori and the Blind Forest. I played halfway through that and then sold my Xbox, and I didn't lose my save. But by the time I got an Xbox again, they had the definitive edition, which added a bunch of stuff to it, so I just restarted. And I'm probably 3/4 of the way through, a little bit more. Just a really smart, fun Metroidvania. It looks beautiful, great traversal, great skill upgrades. I don't know what else to say about it. It's one of the best. I think people consider it one of the better Metroidvanias out there.
Yeah. It looks gorgeous.
Oh god, it is.
The art direction,
beautiful.
Style is great.
The story is really kind of hits you in the feels. And there's some really tough sections. Like, I think overall it's not. It's kind of normalish, but there's some really hard sections that make.
Tangent. While we're talking about Metroidvanias and everything, there's a big block tomorrow morning on Awesome Games Done Quick for Castlevania.
Oh, nice.
There's like 3 or 4 Castlevanias in a row.
I hope they're doing the
starts
Curse
at
of the Moon, the
10 a.m.
offshoot.
Pacific time. Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, Chronicles, and Simon's Quest.
Oh, Simon's Quest. Oh shit. Okay.
So basically, from 10 to, it looks about 1 p.m. PST. It's all Castlevania all the time.
Sounds like that's when I'll be donating then, because that sounds great.
Yeah. So tangent done, but
yeah.
Thank you. You'd enjoy that one.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, so what's the last one on your list?
Last one on my list. I have the prediction that it's not actually coming out this year, but I hope I'm wrong.
If you're going to say what I think you're going to say,
Fire Emblem.
You fucker, you better be wrong.
I want to be wrong. That's why it's on the list. I want to be actually wrong. I want this game, because I was looking through like games that are saying slated for this year. It's expected this year, I should say.
Right.
And it's on there, and it's on a bunch of them. And there's not another really strong JRPG. And this is a tactical JRPG, so I'm more than okay with that.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of bubbled to the top of being like, I think that's the game I need to fill this little void where they're just not getting it filled by anything else, unless Persona 5 comes out for Switch. That might fill my JRPG void. But
that should.
But there's not any, like, what's
hours.
going on this, like, there's Kingdom Hearts in like weeks.
Right.
And then there's not big JRPGs this year.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Tales of that doesn't really count. Never mind. I say Tales of Vesperia is coming out, but that's the remastered version.
Remaster. I'm like looking for new, like newer, like that's why I would even say like even Persona 5 is coming out. I don't know if it would be on this list.
Right.
Like, yes, I'm excited for it, but I've already played the game. It's already been out. Like what are the new things that I want? And it's just I'm like really surprised there isn't really major JRPGs coming out. Something AAA. Square has
Monster Hunter expansion.
I mean, that's an expansion for Monster. That's great. Although that's not really. It is it's not your typical JRPG. I will say that.
No, definitely not. But it definitely won RPG of the year, and
it is an RPG. Exactly. When I think of JRPG, I mean something like Octopath.
Yeah, exactly.
A Final Fantasy-esque type game.
Right. Turn-based battles, maybe.
Kind of turn-based, even if not. But like, I was shocked that there isn't something that. But that leads me to like Fire Emblem Heroes. I think it's time I play a Fire Emblem game to completion. So
yes, it is.
Really dig in, and it comes out. What little gameplay they showed, I mean, it looks nice.
I like the variation they've done on the battles, where it kind of you have like a whole crew with you going.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like they're playing it safe with this version, based on what they've shown. They're at least going to experiment. They have the third-person walking around sections, clearly, in towns or wherever. It's hard to say exactly the locations, but it feels like they're trying to do something a little bit newer and push the design now that they're coming to Switch. Get it off the 3DS and have more power. Yeah, exactly.
Basically, their most popular games have been on 3DS, so it's kind of that was where the renaissance has been. So it'd be nice to see what they can do with more power. Yeah.
And someone said like this is the first console one since Radiance.
Dawn of Radiance?
No,
it was the Wii. There was a Wii one.
The Wii one. I don't know what the name of that one was.
Dawn of Radiance, perhaps.
Yeah, Dawn of Radiance. Like that's the first one. Like this is the first one since then that's been on like a home console.
Right. Because there's no. Crazy. I mean, you're not going to count. What was it? Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That doesn't count. That's not.
Oh, please bring that. Can we just get that ported? And can I have that this year?
It's gotta come, right? Because that's
maybe that's Persona 5R.
They're fucking porting everything, man. They've got to port that.
I figure Atlas wants money.
Yeah, right. Everyone does. I ended up picking it up from a library. I was like, okay, it's like $10. I'm gonna pick this up because who knows if they will port it or not.
Yeah.
And I've got my Wii U hooked up to this computer in this under the stairs thing here.
Nice. So yeah, that's my last one on my list.
Excellent. My last one, no surprise here, is going to be The Division 2. I'm really excited about the game. I'm just kidding. It's
really?
Division 2.
Really?
No, fuck no. It's fucking Fire Emblem Three Houses. I am beyond excited for this game. I'm truly hoping they do stick to the... it was supposed to be spring of this year, and we're going to know. There's some rumors about a direct happening this Thursday.
I heard that. The 10th, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if there is no mention of Fire Emblem in that direct, that is not coming out.
And here's my opinion. If there's a small mention of it, or at least a little bit more gameplay, it's sometime this year. It's not spring.
Yeah, I agree. But if it's devoid of any mention,
it's not this year. Yeah. And if it's all about it, it's coming in the spring.
It's coming in the spring. I hope it is just here's the Fire Emblem direct, and I will just. Am I working on Thursday? No, I'm not. So I'm just gonna watch that thing. I'm so excited for this. This is the game of the year for me. Like there is no other game this year that I know is coming out that has got nearly as much hype for me as the last Fire Emblem was so great, and obviously Awakening before that was amazing. So I do think that if it does come out this year, they're going to have some sort of pre-order bonus with that Smash character coming to Smash Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Sakurai cannot resist putting a fucking Smash or a Fire Emblem character into Smash Brothers. So.
Well, there's only hundreds to choose from.
Hundreds and thousands, but they're going to put one. If they do put one, it'll be a new one from this new game.
Yeah.
We shall see. But I agree with you. That is the one I'm the most excited about for this year, and it's definitely going to scratch an itch that a lot of other games are probably not going to. And that's day one. Drop everything.
Yeah.
Sick from work. Whatever I need to do to play that. Yeah. So
just go to your. It's a Switch game. Just go to your office. Cancel all office hours and meetings. Just hide yourself in your office at work playing that.
Right, that sounds good. Luckily, I have a couple of offices, so I can choose one of them where no one's around.
Exactly.
Just burrow in there. In terms of like gaming events, anything coming out in 2019 that you're interested in, or
Um,
like specifically, not just like, oh yeah, E3, woo, but like anything
yeah.
that you're specifically thinking is going to be pretty cool.
You coming up for Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one.
Emerald City Comic Con.
Emerald City Comic-Con.
That's
I'm sure you're excited for Comic-Con because you got tickets.
I was where were we driving today? And I was driving and we went past the convention center downtown San Diego. I was like, holy shit, I have Comic Con tickets. I totally forgot. I'm super excited. I got to go to 2 Comic Cons this year.
Yeah. Emerald City will be a little bit smaller than
yeah, a little more
than San Diego.
Yeah, which actually is quite nice. So I'm looking forward to both experiences.
But there's that. I always look forward to PAX. It's just a great community. I just love the kind of the vibe of PAX. So
right.
That one's always fun to go to. Other ones that I'm not going to, I'm hoping there will be a PSX this year.
There's got to be something like PSX this year.
I really hope there's something.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy watching those and seeing what comes out of them. But
I don't see Sony going radio silent for the whole year. They've
No.
got some sort of event cooked up their sleeves. That's not right. Up their sleeves. Don't cook up your sleeves, folks. That's bad advice.
Yeah, I mean those are kind of the main ones for me. Just those two that I'm going. It's local. I'm not going to really probably get away to go to other things this year. So
right. For me, it's definitely both Comic Cons, and then it's whatever Microsoft and Sony have cooked up this year.
That's true.
Yeah, and then obviously any Nintendo Direct that comes up is always. I think I'm the most excited for Nintendo Directs of anything because they're just. You never know what you're going to get. Usually you're probably disappointed, but every once in a while you get something really exciting.
Yeah. And the thing is splitting it up from not one big event, even if they're disappointing, there's going to be another one in a couple months at most. Right. So I'm fine with it. I really enjoy those. And hopefully this one does happen on Thursday. That'd be great.
I hope so. And God, if it's going to be Fire Emblem focused, you're going to hear me shouting. It's going to be the text storm you're going to get from me.
It's But there's also Yoshi coming out, right?
Yeah.
Soon?
In spring.
Spring.
From what I understand. Mm-hmm.
So I bet Yoshi's going to be in there too.
Yeah, that's true. So it won't just be one.
No, but it's definitely going to be the games that are coming up pretty soon. And there's the Mario game coming out?
On the 11th, actually, Friday.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably going to be in there if they do one on the 10th. Let's be honest.
You skipped on the Wii U. Like, if anyone skipped that game on the Wii U, like, it's really worth picking up.
Which one is that? New Super Mario?
New Super Mario Bros. U. And it has the Luigi kind of challenge stuff.
I played the new Super Mario Brothers stuff on DS.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It was good. This one's great.
Okay.
Like, this is really good. The only problem is if you aren't a fan of the art style, But
whatever.
But the co-op, like if your kids are ready for that kind of game, the co-op is fantastic. It's better on the Wii U because you have 4 players, and then one person, the 5th person, can have the gamepad and then start putting blocks for people to get to access new areas or to just fuck with people and put blocks in their way when they're trying to jump. Just put it over their head and they just fall into a pit. The chaos with 5-player on that game cannot be matched, and it will not have it on Switch. But it's well worth picking up if you're a Mario fan, which who isn't?
People that have something wrong in their head.
Yes.
Because how can you not like at least a Mario game somewhere?
Right. Even if it's not your favorite genre or whatever, if you don't like platformers, it's still, I don't know, it's hard to top Mario 3 and Super Mario World, to be honest. So why don't we jump right into what we're playing, and I'm going to jump into one thing I've been playing a little bit of, because we're going to talk about it. I cannot believe how fucking good Monster Hunter World is. Just...
I can't believe it hooked you in that way.
Really
I understand that it did hook me, and but I also feel like I have a tolerance for more bullshit in games than you do.
You do,
and I still felt
sure.
like the game had a fair amount of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Less than previous Monster Hunters, clearly, but
right.
Yes, the fact that you've are like, wow, this is really really good.
It's crunchy. It's there are several systems to kind of get your head around, and for some reason the framing of on this new colonialism or whatever, we're going to this world to kill these monsters and build shit out of their carcasses or whatever. But we're they're in this home base together, and we're this camaraderie. I felt like an MMO a little bit. We're all part of this thing.
Yeah.
And of course, when you're with friends going out, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I haven't done that yet, of course. But I've only done 3 or 4 missions, but just going out and killing the monsters is just like boss rush. It's just really intense. Like I was just really engaged, like really paying attention to everything I was doing. In terms of my combat, I chose the light bowgun, and there's like different bullet types, and then dodging, and then making sure you're at the right distance from them. This video that you and Brad sent to me at almost exactly the same moment about
which
how
is
to use
hilarious, and I love that he actually sent you the RX video as well.
Exactly,
because those videos
exactly
are
the same.
incredible. Like his whole,
Mhm.
he does a tutorial for all the different weapons. But he also just does other videos with Monster Hunter. It's just a streamer that's super into Monster Hunter. But
Well,
he's
it was
really good
fucking
at explaining the mechanics of the game.
Well, it really helped me learn a lot about that bowgun, which I need to learn, obviously. But there's so much nuance to it. Like, there's the nuance of that, then there's the nuance of crafting, the nuance of what armor to use, and your strategies, how to min-max for different monsters. Like, I didn't think this would hook me. But there's all those things to think about. Just like, how would I do this? It's just fun to think about. But then just the actual fight with the monster is just so varied, and there's so much to think about.
So you've done a few. So you've probably done Great Jagras at this point.
Yep. Yes, I have.
Did you do Kuliyaku yet?
No.
Have you done... I'm trying to think. I don't know the order that they go. So you did Jagras. Did you do another big monster after that? Or is that the only...
No, I think that's the one I stopped at.
That's the first big monster that you fought. Yeah.
Because I thought I was done with whatever I was on, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's this big thing over here. Let's go kill it. And that's what I liked too. Where the cadence was like, here's a small mission, almost like a tutorial, right? Like, go kill these monsters, whatever. Here's the next one. And before that next one ended, it was like, oh, and then there's these tracks for this bigger monster. Like, oh, we're gonna roll right into that.
Yep.
And it was unexpected and fun. Just, I don't know exactly what you would say about something where the narrative is built out of just little moments that you're creating yourself. Like, I'm down to a few hit points or whatever, and I kind of roll out of the way and get a good headshot and kind of stun the enemy and come in and get the killing blow or whatever. Like, that kind of stuff was happening. I can see that happening a lot more.
Emergent storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I feel like I'm going to get out of this game. And to play it co-op with you guys is going to be freaking rad.
And it's good we have 3. 2-player co-op is the hardest.
Oh, really?
Because the monsters don't scale the same. Like, once you go to multiplayer, they scale, and they're equally as hard as if you have 3, because you don't get your palicos when you're above 2-player. When it's 2-player, it's you and your cats. Mm-hmm. When it's 3-player, it's just the 3 players, and 4 is the same way. So the monster balance is a little bit weird. So playing 2-player is actually some of the hardest time you'll have in the game. Monsters will feel like it will take longer to take down monsters. They'll have more HP. And 3-4 is a good place to do it. But yeah, I look forward to it. I really shouldn't get back into this game. God damn.
I can see why it sucked hours out of your life. And
so many late nights. So many late nights.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't want to stop. And, Brad and I were going to play, and we didn't really nail down a time, and he came on about 10:45, and I was like, I could stay up. I almost did, but I know with the way my baby's going right now, up in the middle of the night quite a bit, I'm not getting a ton of sleep, and I just couldn't sacrifice that much more sleep right now. But I realized very quickly I have to stop where I'm at right now and go back to Spider-Man and beat it, because Spider-Man's incredible. But I can't leap from one to the other. I want to beat one before I go on to the next one. I know Monster Hunter is going to take quite... I'm trying to figure out how Geralt's going to fit into all that, because I don't see Geralt being a light bowgun sort of guy.
No, I actually think that it's going to be, like, watching that thing again, it's going to be a unique thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, you play him, I don't think you'll get to use him for campaign. I think it's going to be a separate story arc, little event mission thing that... But you'll probably use longswords, I guess. Longsword. Yeah. It will be mapped to one of the other weapon types. We've done that before with other characters.
And it's fine for me, because, I mean, honestly, Geralt was the reason I bought this damn thing, and also it was on sale. And, obviously you liked it as well, but Geralt's the final thing that pushed me over the edge. But now that I'm playing it, I'm like, I don't want to play this game as Geralt. It's not The Witcher. Like, it's Monster Hunter World, and it's fucking great. And I've only put 2 hours into it or so.
Yeah. So you got Jagras, and so you're starting to get to the loop of you got parts off Jagras. And you're like, I should start crafting that armor that will be good because strong versus water. But basically, you just start crafting this stuff because the previous monster that you're kind of at helps you against the monster that you're going up against next.
Right.
And so you start wanting to collect parts and build out your gear. Oh, it's so good.
I can see the loop.
Oh, it's so
pretty
good.
clearly. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited that's great. Other one, obviously, I just mentioned Spider-Man really quickly. It's traversal is great. It's turning into if you like collectathons, this has a lot of things to collect, but in a fun sort of way. Like, it's really quick to get around the city and find these things, and the story's great. There's not much more for me to report on besides that. It's going apace. I'm at 20% after, I feel like, not very much time. So I started to kind of branch out into side missions and things, kind of just slow myself down a little bit. But just spend some time swinging across the city, unlocking all the towers and things like that, because that was really... and then played some Smash Brothers. I've got probably 6 or 7 more characters to unlock, and at this point, they're starting to kick my ass. Like, they are quite a bit harder now that we're getting toward the end. So I'm just playing a lot of one-on-one Smash or classic runs to basically unlock the characters. I've got Robin right now, and Duck Hunt Dog, and Cloud that are available, but keep whipping the shit out of me. So I need to get serious. And then the last thing I played actually last night was Star Trek Bridge Crew VR.
Okay.
With my friend down here, we're doing co-op, and I don't care about Star Trek that much. I don't like it or dislike it. It's whatever to me. I watched a lot of Next Generation as a kid. It's fine. But this game is co-op. I don't know if I'd like it as much single player, but it's basically there's a captain, there's engineering, there's the helm, I think weapons or something like that. And you each have 4 distinct tasks. Obviously, the captain kind of runs everything.
Yeah.
But I was playing helm last night, so I was in charge of like moving the ship around, engaging warp drive, and basically just navigating. So that's my entire task. So listening to directions to the captain and relying on other people on the team to do their tasks so that I can initiate my tasks. And just the co-op nature of the game, where communication is so important, so key. Some of these missions are pretty complex, like sneaking past like Klingon ships to scan certain areas to collect resources or to shut down enemy ships or whatever. There's just so much communication happening that it's just it's turned into like an unexpectedly great co-op experience in an unexpected game. A game that it was on sale during Christmas, and my friend was like, "You have VR, you need to get it. We can do cross-platform." He has the Rift or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, it's pretty cheap. I like hanging out with my friends, so let's do it. But man, it has sucked me in terms of like having a great co-op experience. I can't even explain how not excited I was about it. Like it just didn't sound appealing to me at all, other than playing a game with my friend. And it's turned out to be something that I want to play again tonight, which I'm not going to because it's almost bedtime.
It sounds a lot like there was a game I played many years ago at PopCap. It was called Artemis. It was you had to pay for it. And it's basically that where each person, it was a PC game. Ideally, you have a laptop, because you are a station on a starship. Mm-hmm. It basically is Star Trek, but not, because they can't.
That sounds like it, yeah.
And we went into one of our conference rooms at PopCap, shuttered all the blinds, and has a giant projector screen, and we put the game up there, and we all sat around the table in comms and engineering, weapons. It's basically like 5 or 6 stations, and we all had laptops set up around the table. We played for hours.
Oh my god!
But it's basically, it feels like Bridge. Is it Bridge Crew?
Yeah, Bridge Crew
is the actual official Star Trek version of that game. Like, the game that they wanted to make, this little indie thing, fan-made thing, wanted to be is Bridge Crew, which sounds awesome to me. From my experience playing Artemis, like, it was a ton of fun, especially even when things go wrong, because it can be hilarious. Yeah.
I was thinking last night, it'd be nice if you and Brad both had this on your VR, because it's cross-platform, so
yeah, like
that'd be the whole crew, and it'd be just so much
that
fun.
Could be fun.
Really, really, just it's I think there are some co-op games where you kind of like fuck with each other and kind of that's part of the fun, but this one's like really
work together.
Working together. You're really working together. God, I just can't speak highly enough about this experience that I thought was going to be lame. It's really great. Those are the 4 games that I played this week.
I did not play that much. Briefly touch on the fact, yep, still playing Dragalia Lost, still playing Path of Exile, which I will actually say Path of Exile does some... It kind of is a mess of a game in a lot of ways, but it at least improves on a few things. Like I was saying that like there's the Diablo 2, you would take the jump from like normal to nightmare to hell. Mm-hmm. This doesn't... You don't replay the same game. Your acts just continue. Like, there's acts 1 through 5 is normal, and then you just go to act 6, which takes you back to your starting area, like where you act 1 started, but it's different, and the way you progress through it and the maps are very different.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it's definitely nightmare level because your resistances are reduced. Like, there's a whole... Like, everything kind of levels up in a lot of ways. And there's a second set of 5 acts, so acts 6 through 10.
And do they all build on like?
Yeah, it's all
it's
all the same story. Yeah, it's all the same story. Like it's one continuous story through all the acts, not like resetting, playing the game again.
Right.
And they reintroduce characters because it's like the Act 6. Some time has passed. You're visiting old places, and so you're seeing how the events of what you did. Let's say Act 6 is similar to Act 1, so you're revisiting it now, seeing what the events of Acts 2 through 5, how that affected the people and the place of Act 1. So it's actually a really cool way to do it. It's super resource intensive, I will tell you that, from their side to do something like that. I get why studios would just be like, no, we're just going to make a higher difficulty level and not redo content.
Right.
But they redid content. They redid a lot of content.
It kind of sounds like a smart way to like reuse a map, but then you're saying like, not really, they're changing everything.
They do change. You revisit the same maps, and sometimes. But sometimes, and I guess it is all the same maps. They're just ordered differently, and then probably about a quarter of them are just straight up changed. Mm-hmm. But the order that you approach them in, and then they've changed like lighting and effects and what type of monsters are there. Like the story is just different. And again, you don't go through the maps in the same order. Like the order of Act 1 that you progress through Act 1 is not how you progress through Act 6. Act 6 does this weird wrap around thing that goes kind of backwards through it to a point, but then also pulls in maps from Act 2. You like touch on places in Act 2 and then come back, and Act 2 still has places from Act 1, and like they've reshuffled a lot of stuff. It's like a world, and like hey, the world isn't confined by an act. So it was a very I give it high praise for doing that and finding a way to do this like nightmare approach of like the game continues and there's more to do without just falling into that, well, just play the game again. Right. So thumbs up to them on that. That's been fun. I'm on Act 10 now.
Holy shit.
So I could beat it. Like, I'm close to beating the story.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. It's getting really hard, even with a character that's really good. Following a guy that's produced a very, very good character that's, like, not dying constantly. But it's getting challenging. So I played that. I said Dragalia. I didn't play any Smash this week because I've been playing Pokemon.
Let's go.
Let's go with my daughter, and then also starting a game for myself.
Oh, nice.
Just so I can play it through on, I would say, probably a more detailed playthrough.
Yeah.
Because I'm just exploring every nook and cranny. She doesn't want to do that. She just wants to keep going and find the new Pokemon, or really for her, it's fighting the gym leaders. And it's hilarious. They've never played these games, but they've watched the TV show, and they've read the manga, so they know the story.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Character show. There's like, oh, you're going to go to this town. Misty's there. She's the gym leader. You're going to fight her. And I'm like, what?
How does my 6-year-old know more than I do about
this? And then, like, we did that gym fight this week, and then we're exploring north, and like, there's a person that runs out, and you're like, there's this, like, Pokemon collector. His name's Bill, but he's disappeared. But now there's this weird Pokemon that talks, and my son's like, I know what happens. I know what happened to Bill and what's going on. I'm like, what?
That's great. So there's such fidelity to the cartoons or the manga.
I didn't think so. I really didn't think there was that much crossover. I know that they've added stuff into Let's Go to bring more of that story from the manga
Right.
and the cartoons across, especially because I don't believe Team Rocket was actually in the original Pokemon games. It was the villains from the anime TV show. But they're in this game. I have to look again, because I'm pretty sure they didn't exist in the game, first up. I think they were a creation for the cartoon. So they've let go adapt some of the original games to take in, I think, key things from the other media that
Right.
Kids or other people have seen that kind of expect out of Pokemon. So yeah, it's a ridiculous game, but I'm really enjoying it. I enjoy going through it myself and doing more deeper collection and I would say the deeper RPG side of the game.
That your daughter's not really engaging with.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She only cares about catching the new Pokemon. She doesn't care about catching more of the same or trying to find every trainer. You evolving just happens.
Oh, okay.
You don't get a choice. You might be able to cancel an evolution if you don't want it to evolve, but you don't get a choice of when it happens. They level up, and sometimes they evolve. I don't know why. They just do.
Yeah, because Pokemon.
Pretty much just Pokemon. But yeah, it's really good. I definitely recommend it to anyone who's missed out on the Pokemon. It's a great entry point. And then also, I mean, if you have kids, it's a great game to play with your kids. They really, really enjoy this a lot. So
that's like where my brain is going now. Like, my daughter's not old enough for any of this stuff yet, but eventually, like, thinking like, well, what are the first games that we're gonna play?
That's really good. Lego games are really good. Lego games are fantastic, actually. My son he has Lego Dimensions now, and he's loving Lego Dimensions, which is just a Lego game with all the different worlds you can think of. But so there's been that, and you can play co-op with that, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, that's mostly been my gaming this week.
That sounds.
It's weird. I've been doing a lot of watching kids because I had this past week off from work, but my wife doesn't. So,
oh yeah, right.
She's still. I mean, we're both stay-at-home, work from home kind of stuff. So, but she needs to actually work during the day. I don't. So I spend a lot of my time doing helping kids out, doing things, keeping things ideally quiet so she can do her work. Lunch, all the normal stuff that would be expected that we kind of share. I've just been taking this week since she has to work and I don't. So,
yep, I'm very familiar with that routine.
Yeah, it just happens. That's how it is. And there's times whenever we just trade off sometimes. You gotta pick up the slack where you need to at times.
That's exactly
it's not a bad
how we
thing.
roll.
So
no, not at all. That sounds like a normal relationship.
Yep.
With kids.
So yeah,
cool.
So it's been a lot of games what I can play with them, really.
Yeah.
So and my son's been playing a ton of Minecraft actually. So I just kind of watch him play, and then he rambles on to me for a half an hour after the game, all about Minecraft. And I'm like, I don't even know anymore. God.
That sounds like my mom. Whenever I see my mom, she starts talking to me about World of Warcraft. Like, I know what she's talking about. And she's like, I don't know any of those words or who you're talking about.
I have to stop him sometime. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Last time I played Minecraft, none of that existed, dude. Sorry.
I saw a few trophies pop for Lego Dimensions and Minecraft, and I was thinking, that's probably Anthony's kid.
Yeah, that's my kid. It's cool he's getting me trophies, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's life. He uses the word mob regularly now, which is hilarious.
Like a mob of enemies?
Yeah. He's like, oh, that mob's hostile. I'm like, what did you just say?
Oh my god. That's awesome.
Being a parent is hilarious sometimes when it's not infuriating.
Oh man, yeah. These last 3 weeks have
There's a lot of emotional swing to parenthood.
Rough. Yeah, no. It's tomorrow's daycare, first day of daycare. So
okay, good luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's we've taken her last week for 2 trial sessions, and we were with her there, and tomorrow is where I take her up and drop her off and then go to work, which is nice because my work is about a 2-minute walk from daycare. So
yeah.
It's on the same campus, so.
Well, cool.
Yeah. All good. Well, this has been episode 173 of Prof and Dev Play Games. He is at Summerspeak. I am at Prof Plays Games. If you like our podcast, please give us a rating on your podcast service of choice, and then also check out Patreon, Prof and Dev Play Games. $1 tier gets your name read on the one show during the month, and we'll read a short message from you up to our editorial standards. But if you're a $5 Patreon supporter, you will get a question. You can ask one question a month, and we will read it and discuss it during one of the shows. And then all the money we're raising from the Patreon goes to Child's Play at the end of the year. We will donate in the form of buying games or whatnot for Child's Play charities. So,
yeah.
We will see you next week, and thanks so much for listening.
All right. Later, everyone.
Night, folks.